This is my presentation on the Bacillus calmette-guerin gene, also known as the BCG vaccination, and its relation to cancer. So a quick recap. Initially, we discussed previously that BCG, which is also known as Bacillus calmette-guerin, is tend to known as a live-action vaccine, which is used to cause protection against pathogens in the immune system. It's typically administered to small individuals or at birth since it's more effective. It makes use of neutrophils, macrophages, and DCs within the inoculation site and works hand in hand with CD cells such as CD4 plus and CD8. And it's also known to be used in immunology treatments such as diseases for cancer and type 1 diabetes. Cancer, which is a constant battle. Cancer can be defined as a disease which is caused by cells which have begun to differentiate at an uncontrollable rate. In simple terms, it is initially when cells begin to divide at an uncontrollable speed at a time. There are several types of cancer, such as breast cancer, stomach cancer, and blood cancer, also known as leukemia, and even bone cancer. Until date, there has been no cure found. However, due to invasive studies conducted, it was found that the BCG vaccination, along with several other alternate forms of treatment, tend to be more efficient towards treatment. But however, BCG vaccination offers a more productive manner of treatment, which doesn't have as many side effects for the immune system, such as chemotherapy and radiation therapy. How does the BCG vaccination affect immune response during cancer treatment? It was found that the BCG vaccination was highly effective in the treatment of bladder cancer, typically in studies. A correlation between the myobacteria and cancer was first discovered using a mouse model initially, and then considered as a whole trial for immune treatment in humans. Surprisingly, parenteral exposure to BCG prior to intravesical treatment was typically found to be associated with improved response to therapy. And those patients with sustained pre-existing immunity to BCG had shown a higher improvement rate in recurrence of free survival. And those antibodies which were created against mycobacterial antigens with a high level of homology to proteins found on the surface of tumor cells which had a direct link or relevance to clinical outcomes in studies. Continued. The Bacillus calmette-guerin gene vaccination also invokes a response within the B cells of the immune system. B cells and T cell communication, there's proof or role of the B cells in the granuloma, which produce MTB-specific antibodies, which act as an antigen-presenting cell, also known as APCs, and thus reducing immunopathology within the body. The B cell compartment may be part of the disease progression, with an abundance of antibodies in patients, which have an active suggesting that B cells are involved in immunopathology, although the direction of casualty is very unclear and still involves further studies. How is BCG typically administered? There are a variety of manners in which BCG can be administered. Typically, it was given as an oral treatment, as typically it was found using for treating bladder cancer. A respiratory manner, which can be broken down into further, such as intranasal, aerosol, and pulmonary, which can be used to treat TB in this manner, which suffers with high, low breathing patterns and stuff, and intravenous patterns. My final remarks. It is now recognized that there is a major synergy or interaction between the two arms of immunity. For instance, B cells control and modulate T cell via cytokine proteins within the immune system production, participate in the T cell priming through antigen capture and presentation. A dual requirement or a link for both cell mediated with humoral immunity within the development of effective response for both intracellular and extracellular pathogens, which is highly recognized nowadays. Furthermore, with accumulating evidence supporting contribution of trained innate immunities for protection, the key to more successful TB vaccination may lie in stimulation of the innate immune system and harnessing of humoral immunity in partnership with the potent cell-mediated response. So, in conclusion, an individual can say that BCG vaccination has caused large strides towards cancer treatment. However, there are various compounding factors which can cause different outcomes for various treatments. Like typically, BCG vaccination is more effective within cancers such as bladder and breast. However, blood and bone cancer seemingly have more significant after effects, thus requiring chemo or radiation therapy, which are more highly effective in those scenarios.